I was going to school with my friends. We were in the bus and it was mad packed. It was around 7 a.m. Everybody's going to work, everybody's going to school. And one of my friends was very loud and extroverted. He was just doing goofy shit all the time. And as we're in the bus and he's doing goofy shit, I'm extremely embarrassed because everybody's looking at him. So then one of my other friends asked him, "Don't you care what these people think of you? Like, you're acting like a fool." And he said something that I would never forget for the rest of my life. I don't care what they gotta say. I'm never gonna see them again. And it made sense right there and then. You see, I was so socially awkward, anxious, just because I cared about what other people thought of me. But the thing I had to realize was, I'm never gonna see them again. Although he's doing all this goofy shit, nobody from that bus is ever gonna see him, and he's never gonna see them again. And they're just both gonna forget each other. The most they're gonna say is, "Oh, I went on a bus and there was this goofy kid doing that goofy stuff," and that's about it. So why do I have to care in the first place? We're also afraid of what the next person is gonna think of us without even realizing that doesn't matter. And what truly matters is what we think of ourselves. Because that goofy kid who was doing all that goofy stuff, he's confident. So when he goes out and try to does something, he's gonna actually do it because he doesn't care about all these mixed opinions. Because at the end of the day, the only opinion that matters of you is your own. You need to get out your head and forget all these people who are going to try to judge you and just go out your comfort zone and then be you. Now, this connects to how your life is boring because you don't go outside and do anything. You just sit in the crib just watching TikTok, TV, playing video games, and your life is miserable. You need to go out and make some friends so you can hang out with them. And my life used to be the same way. Here's the things that I did to improve it. And the first tip is just go on weekly adventures on your own. You see, weekly adventures are just places you go to that you haven't been before. So if you haven't been to the nearest park near your place, then go over there and explore it. If you haven't been to the nearest forest or the nearest restaurant or the nearest arcade, then go over there and give it a shot. You can go by yourself, for a start, and then just explore. The reason why this is important is because you want places to go to so you can invite other people. And then, when you invite other people and you're familiar with it, they'll have a much better time. And this is great for your mental health. If you're staying in all day consuming content, you're gonna go insane. You're just not gonna have any experiences to talk about and only the things from other people's lives. So if you're watching drama all day, then your life is going to be filled with drama and you're just going to hate your life. But if you go outside and get out for social media and actually explore the place, you're going to have fun things to talk about and your mental health will improve as a result. Now you need to start making new friends. And how do you do that? By going outside your comfort zone. You just gotta go to those weekly adventures, and I know there's at least one person there, either at the park, the restaurant, or the arcade, or foreign places. You just gotta go up to one person and say, "Hey, how's it going?" and introduce yourself. You have to go outside your comfort zone. I know you're gonna feel very nervous or anxious and stuff. It's worth it at the end, because when you go to a place with a friend, then you start having a better time because you don't feel as alone. Now it's time for you to make plans and invite them. Since you be going on these weekly adventures, and now that you actually been making friends, now you can invite them. Maybe you got their IG or number. Now it's to say, "Hey, how's it going? Would you like to go to this place at this time with me?" Even if they say no, at least you tried. And think about it. If they say yes, you're going to have an even better time going on those weekly adventures. So you just have to go out your comfort zone, speak to them, get their contact information if you enjoy the presence, and then invite them to places. You have a much better social life. Consume education. You see, you may run out of things to say in conversations because you don't know what to say. You don't have anything to say because you don't do nothing but consume content, TikTok, playing video games, watching TV. And the thing about those is, even though it's quick dopamine, you're more likely to forget it because it was just so fast. Like, you just scroll, and you don't even remember what it was. But if you want things to talk about, you need to consume education and something that you actually care about. For example, books. What you want to do is pick up a book, read it, and then get more invested into it. For example, for me right now, I'm reading the book Storyworthy. So if I was to get in a conversation with somebody, I'll be able to talk about this book and explain to them. You want to read a book and be able to explain it to a 5-year-old. Now, the way about that is you got to research more and more into it by reading it, testing it out for your own self, and applying it to your own life. For example, when I tell stories on this YouTube channel, I like to use the tips that I learned from here so that I can make a better story so you feel more engaged. So if I got into a conversation with somebody, for example, like this person wanted to become a lawyer, right? I could provide information and value to them when they're providing a case for, for their person, right? Say they're about to go to jail and they need some help. The person can tell a story about their life, try to get the judge to be empathetic to them. For example, person grew up in this terrible neighborhood and now he has changed. And now if you give him a chance, he's willing to change. And in this book, Storyworthy, when you tell a story, you want to make sure that the starting point, the person thinks A, and then at the end, the same person thinks B. If he thinks A and then thinks A at the end, then that's a boring story. Nothing changed. And the way I was able to remember this was applying it to my own situation. Abstain from media's greatest pleasures. Playing video games, watching TV, movies, scrolling on TikTok. And the reason why is because it will destroy your mental health. I mean, when you're just getting fed all this dopamine back to back to back, once you actually go out in the real world and it's much slower, it's not as dopamine as fast, you're just going to go insane. Now you're going to be able in the present because you're thinking about when you go back home and get those pleasures again. And this has allowed me to just simply focus on education, focus on reading books, and most importantly, talking to people, because I have more things to say because I'm doing more things with my life. Do not be greedy or needy. Provide value instead. The reason why people may not want to be around you is because you just take. Say you see someone that you respect very much. You look up to them. They have helped you a whole lot with your progress in life. When you go out there and say, oh, you changed my life, or you did this for me, you may be, trying to genuinely give them some praise, but is that the main thing you're trying to say? Do you want the validation, or do you want to actually help them? Maybe instead of saying, oh, thank you for changing my life, man, you helped me with this, oh, thank you so much, maybe you could say something like, oh, I appreciate you for showing off your bad progress in the beginning and then show you your good progress at the end, because it makes me realize that you're not going to be perfect at anything off the bat, and that's something that you taught me when you showcase your progress. Say something about their journey and how it can connect to you, because you're providing value. You're not in a needy or greedy state. People want to get value as well, but if you feel like you're getting sucked off by these mosquitoes, you're just gonna not even pay them no mind and try to smack them. And whatever conversation you're gonna be in, think about how you can provide value to the other person rather than the result you can get from them. Here's some actionable steps that you can do right after this video to get started and get the ball moving. First thing you want to do is get a book that you're interested in. So a couple books that I'm interested in right now is Ultra Learning by Scott Young, Storyworthy by Matthew Dix, and How to Talk to Anyone by Lisa. And then once you do that, you want to read for like 15 minutes at first, or 30 minutes, or however minutes that you want, and then apply at least one thing to your life so that you can actually remember it and then explain it to a 5-year-old. Okay, number 2, go on weekly adventures. Go on Google Maps and just search for the nearest place. And if you haven't been to it, make a plan to go over there and just go over there. Just by yourself. Just explore it. Just have fun with it. Number 3, once you have explored that place and you're familiar with it, what you want to do is the next time you go over there, invite a friend or a family. I'm pretty sure you got a family who actually will want to go with you. I don't want to hear no excuses like, oh, I don't got no friends, I don't got no family. At least ask. Once you do that, you go over to that same spot with a family or friend member. The next thing you want to do is when you go over to that place, speak to at least one new person there. A simple, hey, how's it going, can go a long way. Like you can say something like, hey, how's it going? Oh yeah, the weather is pretty nice outside, really. Oh, how'd you find out about this place? And just get into a genuine conversation like that. And once you do that, if you like their vibe, you can follow them up on Instagram or something like that. And then the next time you go to that same place, you can invite them, and then your friendship can build as a result. You have to put time into building friendships. They're not something that you're just gonna get automatically. You actually have to put time into it. Just like the gym, just like getting better at any skill. Now, you may have some limited beliefs that may be stopping you from taking action. Oh, when I go over there and I talk to that new person, it's gonna be awkward, it's gonna be quiet, it's gonna be this, it's gonna be that. And now with that, let me connect it right back to the story. When that person was acting very goofy and just loud and stuff, guess what? Why he did it? Because he was never going to see that same person again. With that whole event that you go to, and let's just say you talk to the person and it's really awkward. They're born, you mess up somewhere, and it just gets real awkward. You're never going to see them again. So does it really matter? You might as well do it for your own experience so that you can get better. Yo, what's good? My name is Measley, and I'm currently on a self-improvement journey. I'm trying out all these strategies to see if it works for me, and if it works for me, I see a benefit, I'd like to share it on to you. I have this Discord where we'll be sharing social anxiety, social skills, public speaking, and all that. So if you're looking for a place to, learn information about that, and you want to talk with a community where we're all talking about that, so go ahead and join on the top link of the description. And with that being said, always remember, take it one step at a time, because you may never know where that one step may lead you.